Scope here. I took a little more time and now I'm in this new exhibit, which I think is pretty cool. It's very visual, it's pretty historic, and it has the feel that you're traveling through time a little bit. So greetings at Trenton. 1789, Washington arrived at Trenton on his long trip home from Mount Vernon, Virginia. And this is the building where President Washington, the first president of the United States, well, the first president, I don't know if the states are united yet, but the first president being President Washington, I think of not yet the Union, I believe, but the first president was here in New York. First inaugural parade from the president's house to the Capitol. So George Washington was living in New York in 1789, and this was the Capitol building, which is called Federal Hall today. So this is a visual effect for that. So I wanted to walk through it with this scope. So address to Congress. Washington took his oath, and the Bible that he placed his hand on is actually over here. This is the rebuilt building of Federal Hall, which was built almost in the same time period. I believe if this was the building, originally it was City Hall, then became Federal Hall during the 1789 period, and during that period of George Washington's inauguration. And later, I think in 1800s, was rebuilt once again. So Congress was to meet here, and the Bill of Rights was first ratified, I believe, is the term. The Bill of Rights was signed here. The Capitol building in 1789. In the room next door, which we already seen. I don't know if this periscope is working, by the way, but in the room next door on the other side, hey guys. So we're in the Federal Hall building in New York, right outside is Wall Street, the business district. Hey, so I was just showing some of the history. George Washington put his hand on the Bible here, and it was sworn in this place in New York. Not everybody actually notices the value that New York was in time and history. So this was in 1789 that happened. Hey, Nuvolosa. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. This is cool because not everybody knows this place matters. So they put on all these signs just to remind you this place matters. But the building is not actually as attractive outside as it is inside. It just sight to see. This is, I think, pretty easily overlooked, but there's a statue of George Washington, which makes sense, right in front. Where are you? No problem. Behind us had 3 models that this building had, when it was first holding the Congress, they redid it to make the Federal Hall where the president was to be inaugurated. And then a few years later, in 1800s, they rebuilt this building again to what it is today. Lost connection back again. Okay, I'm on Wi-Fi, sorry about that. So we're in this room, I haven't been in yet. This seems to be the blueprints of the building. There was models of the buildings as it's gone through some stages in the 17th century. It is a pretty cool building. I'm trying to learn the history of the land. Here's George Washington's hand right outside the door, and you probably see some stock people from Wall Street. Sorry, I'm not gonna look too much, but it's pretty cool because now it's in New York. It's part of New York City's. Well, it's part of the parks of New York City, but it's federal parks. So I guess the same thing as Yosemite Park. This is kind of ran by those parks. So you can visit. They have Wi-Fi. They're very nice to you. The guy saw me videotaping. He said, yeah, go ahead. We were in a little more historic places. I'm not going to walk around because I don't want to lose connection. But they have the March of Washington from his home, which is not too far away, to here where he was inaugurated, which is pretty cool, our first president. And I read through his history recently. I mean, pretty cool guy. He did his homework. I mean, there was just some kids actually walking through the exhibits. I mean, he did his footwork. He studied well. He looked at the grounds. He was like a mathematician. So like he would survey the land and do mappings. This is my first time visiting here. It's my first time almost realizing that it is here. But thank you. Thanks for noticing. I think I was looking stuff about Washington D.C. and then it is great to find. And oddly, I mean, I don't think a lot of people either realize it's here or they don't take the time to come out here. So say long run pictures. Sure. This is a replica of George Washington's presidential desk. Maybe interesting. Replica. Okay, so because it looks pretty new. I want to go to the other room. But I don't want to lose you guys, but I'll do it really quickly. It's where the freedom of press was originally, I guess, really conceived because one of the U.S. Custom House in 1842. But all the things to support the Capitol. Okay, you guys still here? Awesome. There's kids in here, so I'll be careful. There's having some kind of class tour, but this is the cool part. That's the front face of the building. You can see it in the previous scope. Sorry. This is the Federal Hall building, the original Federal Hall building, 1789. And the City Hall building, which is in the 1700s, and the other. Hey, thanks for sharing. So that's the park ranger sharing to students. This is for the freedom of presses, where one of the journalists, his writing I think was destroyed because he was writing against the government. But they decided that freedom of the press is something that we actually want to stand for our nation. And this is symbolic of those presses, and I'll see something that stands out, but we amended to our Constitution. Yeah, we amended to our Constitution freedom of press because of one of the guys here in New York that was tried. Outside City Hall, several issues of the Ffwd publication were burned. But they eventually gave him the right to use freedom of press. And then this is the interesting room for me. They had a history of the area, and then you go out into New York, visit New York, visit the historic places and the bumping places. I mean the up and coming places too. So the kids know too. So I'm gonna close this out with a view into Federal Hall. Thanks, guys.
Of taxation without representation. It's a really good one, and it really reflects the spirit of the conference.
All right. Bye. Thanks.
But I'm glad we're on the same track.